Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Paine's Comics, and today we'll be doing comics to look out for, and this will be a Rebirth little special. This is the first month of the Rebirth comics. But I'll just start off with the indie comics first. The first up is Jade Street Protection Service. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of Black Mask, and I really think a lot of what they're doing at the moment is really good. This series, as you can read from the description, it says a crossover between Breakfast Club and Sailor Moon. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out. I'm going to pause it, take a look at the blurb, see for yourself, but I think this would be a really good series to get. Valiant will still be doing the 4001 AD series in June, obviously with issue number 2, the Bloodshot Special, and Rye 14. Civil War 2 really kicks off in June. Marvel have got quite a lot of different titles, including Choosing Sides, and X-Men and Spider-Man, and a few others. Nothing really stands out to me. I mean, there's some Scotty Young variants and action figure variants for all the number ones, but there's nothing in any of the solicitations that made me think any of these would be worth buying from a spec point of view or a reading point of view. Here we have the Ultimates issue number 8. It's quite a cool cover, but the reason I think you may want to pick this one up is because it says here the origin of the Ultimates. Obviously, because the Marvel Universe jumped 8 months forward after the Secret Wars, we don't know how the team came together, and I think this comic could be a good punt. You know, I like to get the origin stories because you never know where they're going to go. But I would say, if you believe that your local comic book store will have this comic in, it may be worth checking it out on the rack before you commit to buying it, because it being an origin of a team and not an individual character, I'm not sure which way this one will go. Next up we have Scarlet Witch issue number 7. The reason I think you should pick this one up is, if you read here, it says an ancient warlock, the Dark Tonga, or Tongi, has taken hold of the city. The Scarlet Witch must seek the help of a young witch, the Wu. I looked at the Marvel Wiki, I couldn't find any Wus who have any sort of magic powers or match the age, so I'm assuming that this is a new character. So first appearances, they're always hot, and a book like this I think will probably be hard to get if you don't pre-order it and the information comes out later that there's a first appearance. Next up we have Amazing Spider-Man 14, and the reason for this is not just because it's a cool Alex Ross cover. I believe this is the first cover appearance of Regent. You know guys, cover appearances can be quite sought after, as you've seen with characters like Venom. Next up we have Silver Surfer number 6. As you can see here, this is the 200th issue of Silver Surfer. 200 is a big milestone issue. I think lots of people would like to get this one. You just want to take a quick look at the blurb here and make a decision for yourself. Next up we have Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur issue number 8. I'm not sure where this series is going or if anyone's actually buying it, but it says straight in the blurb, the first appearance of Moon Girl's new 9-year-old superpowered rival, Kid Kree. There you go. Moon Girl issue number 8. First appearance of, I guess, a new arch nemesis, or one of her few villains. I know this book doesn't sell very well, so the print run on this will be low, so definitely a good punt to take a chance on. Alright, and here we have Extraordinary X-Men issue number 11. Not sure if you can see from the cover image what the speculation on this one will be, but if you look in the blurb, in fighting Apocalypse's newest horsemen, the X-Men's future is slipping away from them, especially when one of those horsemen is a Wolverine with a Venom symbiote. Yeah, everyone absolutely loves anything Venom related. People love Wolverine, first appearance of Horseman, Venom, Wolverine, crossover mix, whatever the hell that is. I'm pretty sure people are going to love that one, even if it's not straight away. Eventually a lot of people would jump on the bus and try to get this issue, in my personal opinion. Okay, and on to the Star Wars stuff. Han Solo issue number 1 is out in June. Looking at this section of the Marvel Previews page, you can see here the information for the Han Solo series. It doesn't say whether it takes place before Return of the Jedi or whatever, but it definitely takes place somewhere in between the original 3 movies. So we're not going to get to see any Han Solo origins, I don't believe, in this story. And the next Star Wars related book that's coming out in June is the Force Awakens adaptation, issue number 1 of 5, I believe, and this is going to have the first appearance of Rey, Finn, and all those characters from the movie that haven't appeared in the Poe Dameron series up to this point. So this is definitely a comic that you would want to get. And it also looks like, from the information from the previews, it will also have Kylo Ren. So that's 3 big first appearances. Obviously Poe Dameron's first appearance in comics is in his own series. Next up, onto the Rebirth titles that I think would be worth picking up for speculation purposes. Now, the Rebirth special comes out in the last week of May, but in June we will have a slew of the Rebirth titles, including this one, which is Titans Rebirth issue number 1. And if you look at this bit here, it says do not read this issue until after you read DC Universe Rebirth number 1. And looking at the previews guide, reading in between the lines, I think there may be something important in this issue. And that's why I think this one will be one of the key books to pick up. Also, Justice League issue 52. As you can see here, it says Titans Rebirth issue 1 prelude. So I'm thinking that this is important to that issue, therefore making this issue also important. And same thing with Flash Rebirth. If you look at the information in the DC special previews, like it says here, do not read this issue until after you've read the Rebirth special. And this one, I definitely think would be one of the more important ones, because it also says, spinning directly out the events of Rebirth, the fastest man alive finds himself at the center of DC Universe at a crossroads. So I'm thinking this one could be pretty big. Also, Flash issue number 1, it's called Lightning Strikes Twice. And it basically says here there's going to be lots of Flashes running around. A couple of people are getting hit by lightning, and obviously they get the powers that Flash has. With the TV show and everything, I think they're burning through all the different Flash speedsters quite quickly. So maybe this is DC's way of introducing more for the TV show or for the comics or whatever. Next up we have Batman issue number 1, not to be confused with the Rebirth special, which will be co-written by Tom King and Scott Snyder. This one's just written by Tom King. But if you want to have a quick read of the information here, it basically says that there's a new hero, and obviously new hero means it's his first appearance. And you can see this guy here is the one they seem to be talking about in the blurb, with no mention of this person. I find that a bit confusing, but they're both on the cover, so I'm assuming there's 2 first appearances in here. If not, it's still her first cover appearance. Next up, I'm going to show a couple of variants that I think you may want to get. Unfortunately, they don't have the image for them. But Wonder Woman issue number 1 will have a Frank Cho variant. I know there's a lot of fans of Frank Cho. I personally like his work quite a lot. Green Arrow number 1 will have a Neil Adams cover. Lots of big Neil Adams fans out there. And here we have Dark Knight 3, Master Race issue number 6. And you can see straight on the cover there, we have a new Batgirl. Who is it? I don't know, but still, very cool. I like the whole green and purple costume, looks kind of Jokerish, which is a bit weird. And lastly, I just want to show you the comic that I'm looking forward to the most of the DC Rebirth. This is Detective Comics. Here's the cover for issue 934, so close to that 1000. This is written by the same guy that does the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Batman crossover that's out at the moment. The last issue is really good. The next issue is going to be the last one, and I personally think that's a shame because it's a really good series. And James IV obviously does a really good team-up book, which is basically what this is. It's Batman and Batwoman training Red Robin and Clayface, Spoiler, and some other characters. Alright, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please let me know your thoughts. Comment in the comment section below. If there's anything that you think I've missed or anything that you want to point out which you think is interesting, please do so. And that's all for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.